Gaudreau, and welcome to Know Your Bible. And today we're going to study Genesis chapter 31, part 1. So as we know from the last chapter, Jacob was doing very well. His flocks were multiplying and he was becoming wealthy. And now Laban, his father-in-law, wasn't very happy. And Laban's sons were complaining and arguing behind Jacob's back about Jacob taking away the wealth of their father. So this was not a good situation that Laban's son think that Jacob had tricked their father and taken away all their wealth. And so it was time to leave.
Verse 3-7. Then the Lord said to Jacob, "Return to the land of your fathers and to your family, and I will be with you." So Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field, to his flock, and he said to them, "I see your father's countenance, that it is not favorable toward me as before, but the God of my father has been with me, and you know that with all my might I have served your father. Yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God did not allow him to hurt me." So in verse 8-10, Jacob continues to explain to Rachel and Leah the situation between him and their father. If he said thus, "The speckled shall be your wages," then all the flocks bore speckled. And if he said thus, "The streaked shall be your wages," then all the flocks bore streaked. So God has taken away the livestock of your father and given them to me. And it happened, at the time when the flocks conceived, that I lifted my eyes and saw in a dream. And behold, the rams which leaped upon the flocks were streaked, speckled, and gray-spotted.
So God did not allow Laban to be successful. And Laban was not a God-fearing man, and he worshipped idols.
Verse 11-13. Then the angel of God spoke to me in a dream, saying, "Jacob." And I said, "Here I am." And he said, "Lift your eyes now and see all the rams which leap on the flocks are streaked, speckled, and gray-spotted. For I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the pillar and where you made a vow to me. Now rise, get out of this land, and return to the land of your family." Verse 14-17. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, "Is there still any portion or inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not considered strangers by him? For he has sold us and also completely consumed our money. For all these riches which God has taken from our father are really ours and our children's. Now then, whatever God has said to you, do it." Then Jacob rose and set his sons and his wives on camels.
So everyone, just picture this situation, this family situation, which some of us have today too, where you don't get along. And here, Laban, he used up all the family inheritance. There was nothing left for Leah or Rachel or the grandchildren. And the other thing is, he was not a God-fearing man, and he had evil objects in his house. Yes, he had idols in his house, and so Rachel knew this. And when they were packing up to leave, Rachel secretly went in the house and took these idols with her. And it was to teach her father a lesson. And this was a good thing, to show him that he does not need these idols or these objects. So then Jacob packed everything up, his wives and his whole family, and put everything on camels, and off he went without telling Laban that he was leaving. So Jacob didn't know anything about Rachel taking away these idols from Laban. And so they went and packed up everything, and off they went in secret, in silence. So Laban did not know until 3 days went by that Jacob has left with his wives, children, and everything that he owned. So after a few days, Laban realizes that Jacob has left, and he left with his daughters, grandchildren, and the flock and the wealth that he thought that was his also. And now can you imagine how upset he is? So now he takes off after them. So please join me next Wednesday. We're going to continue this Bible study in chapter 31. It'll be part 2. And I want to say blessings to you all and see you next week.